I mean, I really believe in Chris and his change, and I love him and the growth he has had so far. But for this one, we're not taking this because how do you walk every day into August and not see this? Like, how can you be this blind, or you chose blindness and not see this? Like this, what kind of blissful ignorance is this? Because this is not normal. How do you not see the man behind you? How do you not see the sign on the flag? Come on, like, really, Chris was really pissing me off in this episode. And but like, what I really loved most about it is that all the shit he's been doing is finally catching up to him, and he can see the repercussions of his actions. Everything is just coming down on him, like everything is coming down all at once. And Pookie over here tries to scream at everyone saying, what the hell is wrong with us? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, you created this problem. Like, if you never went to that universe and tried to fit in after offing their son, like, this would never have happened. If you were satisfied with who you were and took accountability for everything you've done, this would never have happened. So I don't understand why he was screaming at his friends. They simply came to save him. They did not know what the hell was going on. And he actually could see, but he's just playing dumb. I feel like Chris is playing dumb because this is really just in front of his eyes. Now for this one, I'm gonna cut Augie some slack. I mean, he actually agreed there's a problem. He could recognize it, and that's still the problem because he knows there's a problem, but he's a willing participant in all of this. I mean, he's a goddamn blue dragon. He has a portal. He has an interdimensional portal. He could change and try and change things if he wanted to. But he's complacent with the current system. I mean, he's just choosing to stand back and do nothing while knowing there's a problem. I mean, he can fight everyone on his own. He can be a one-man Justice League, but still, little changes can still be plausible, like what Adrian is doing by joining the freedom fighters. I mean, everybody has a choice, and he just chose to stay in this. And then for Chris to say this, like, come on, bro. He lives in that world. I mean, he was born into it. He had no control over it, but you can make a change. If you see people being oppressed, if you see this is not okay, you choose to change. You don't have to be in cahoots with it because that's literally what he is. And I find this really unsettling because he wanted to connect with his family so hard that he was overlooking everything. And I'ma stand 10 toes down with what Adrian did. Like, what Vigilante did, that was required because he missed the opportunity to take Augie out from the other universe, the White Dragon, the first time because he was hurting Chris, and he's a fucking weird person. And he was not going to take a second chance and ruin his opportunity this time. So he did what he had to do because, first of all, he knows they're Nazis, like everybody in that universe, and his friends are at risk. So Adrian did what Adrian had to do. So I don't want to hear this nonsense. People are brewing outside here saying, "Oh, he was not a Nazi. No, he was not a good person. He was just complacent with the system which serves him." That's just that. Also, for this was not Augie like trying to be rational. I mean, fine, yes, he has a point. Keith exacting revenge on them would not bring his brother back, but Augie was also scared that the government will find that he has that portal in his house, and that would be a fucking problem for him. He just didn't want them to find out, and that's why he wanted everyone to come back as quickly as possible and get the fuck out. Like, just go back to where you came from so he could shut it and change the password so they would never come back. Augie was at his core, he was protecting himself and his secrets. I feel like Augie had opportunities to raise his sons differently, away from this inhumane ideology, but he still chose the system. I mean, if you can recognize the problem, you can make the change, even if it's small changes. They all lead up to big changes. So yeah, that's not a fucking excuse, and it's not right. I was really happy to see that Judo Master found his way to safety. He was saved because that was really scary. We didn't know what happened to him, but thankfully he followed Chris and he found like safe haven, and he was there to help Adebayo, because if he wasn't there, shit would have gone south really bad, like really fast. And I think this was a good team up, and the bonding session they had inside the house, that was really good because they shared opinions and differences, and deep down they both realized that the other person is not as bad as you thought. You just needed time to know them and get to understand them. And this is why he stood with them when Chris said that everybody else just went there to convince him to come back and surrender himself. And when Rick Flag Sr. asked him, he actually agreed with what Chris said. So I think that's a really big shift, and I don't think Judo Master is going to be a problem for the 11th Street kids again. And if he's gonna be a problem, I don't know, I don't see that happening again. I think he's just gonna try and maybe help them where he can, because he saw that they're not really bad people. And I think now everybody's gonna start seeing the cracks in Argus and the biggest crack in Flag Senior, and yeah, they're gonna make better choices. One of my best highlights in this episode was the vigilantes teaming up. This was really good, and I'm really just having a problem with this because I feel like something is just really wrong here, because I feel like for some reason our vigilante was caught up in all of this, or maybe they switched. I feel like they switched. And if they switched, our vigilante is back there. So I don't know how he's going to do it, but I mean, he's going to find a way. If his other counterpart was a freedom fighter, well, definitely he's going to go back and do that. But whichever vigilante was left back, he sacrificed himself and shut the portal door and saved the other friends, and that was just a really good dynamic between all of them. And I feel like Vigilante is just a great character because he never changes in whatever universe he's in. He's still a good guy. He still fights for what is right, and that was really on point. But that little theory I have of Vigilante changing places could be disproved very fast with this scene, because when Chris was being taken in by Argus, Vigilante tried to interfere, and we know that the Vigilante from the other universe, Earth X, doesn't like Peacemaker. He hates Bro, like he hates him, so he couldn't have interfered. But we see Adebayo like sort of holding him back. So yeah, I think this is ours. But whatever transpires, yeah, it's just gonna be crazy. And this whole episode was very emotional, and people were making choices that they had to make, and there were great repercussions to everything. But I feel like everybody really did what they had to do, and people were changing their minds, seeing things from a new perspective, and realizing that it's not always how you think it is. And I think that was a really good point that James Gunn made in this episode, and can't wait for episode 8, sorry. And I'm gonna give this episode a 9. This was a 9 because it really dove into so many perspectives, and it was just top tier. That's just it, top tier.